Hello, my name is Laura Wobazogan and I'll be your math instructor this semester. This is a quick video that's going to go over our syllabus for Stats C1000. It was formerly called Math 110, so you'll notice the naming on some things being Stats C1000 and some being Math 110. Make sure to read through the syllabus on your own and look it over and ask if you have any questions. Again, this video is just going to briefly go through the main points of the syllabus and of our class. So at the very top, you'll notice that the office hours are given for the fall. They're both on campus and on Zoom. On campus, office hours will be held in my office. The office location is given. Also, I have my email address on here for you to reach out if you have any questions. Course description is given. This course is 100% online. There's a textbook that is not required, but if you wanted to download it or have it as a resource, it does have some great problems to use. We do need to have Canvas, a scanner or a scanning app that is going to be able to upload your notes and homework problems as well as exams. You also need to have a graphing calculator or app, and more information about this is posted later on in the syllabus. You also need to have class notes. I will leave copies outside of my office, as well as you can download them or print them yourselves. You can also download them and just use a tablet to complete them. Additionally, on this page is the student learning outcomes and the course measurable objectives, which I'm going to let you read through on your own, but those are the key parts of the course that you do need to know. The next section is homework. It says each student is responsible for his or her own learning. Homework is assigned for you to test yourself and get ready for exams. And so you need to make sure that you are using the same methods and the same notation that you would use in the notes that you would use on the homework. So homework is assigned weekly and online, either through MyOpenMath or as a worksheet. The online homework will use a free program called MyOpenMath, and it's embedded into Canvas. So you'll actually just select homework 1 and it will open up. More additional information on how this program works is provided in the first module in Canvas for you, and you can watch that video. Homework assignments are going to be due by Thursdays at 11:59 p.m., but you can definitely get an early start on them. And unless otherwise stated, because we do have some holidays that might push those. There's a course schedule, which is the very last page in our syllabus that has the exact assignments for every single week. And so with the MyOpenMath problems, you are able to reattempt those online problems until you get them correct. Make sure you keep reattempting them until you get 100% on that assignment. With worksheet problems, I do post my solutions for you to reference if you need help or if you're stuck. But if you need additional homework help, make sure you either stop by office hours or the ASAC Tutoring Center or one of the other many tutoring centers that we have on campus. Lecture videos and notes. So each chapter has at least one lecture video. Most of them have 2 lecture videos. And so while watching the lecture video, make sure to complete by hand and not typed all chapter notes and examples. So it's almost as if you were sitting in class. You will hear my voice explaining the material and going through the notes and working out examples. Your job is to copy those down. Feel free to use colors, highlight, add any extra information that you need in order to understand the problems. Lecture videos, you're only allowed to watch once using the link on Canvas, but I do provide a YouTube link too for you to rewatch any of these lecture videos that you would want to. Through the YouTube link, you do not get credit for them. That's just to rewatch them. And so once you've had your notes completed, you are going to upload those as a single PDF file onto Canvas. These get graded, so I look for completion and making sure that you completed everything as we did in those lecture videos. So throughout the lecture videos, you will also be asked questions just to kind of check for your understanding of the material. The last question is going to ask, did you watch the entire lecture video? Make sure to select yes, and then in addition, make sure you completely watch the rest of the video. So it just should be a few more seconds until it finally exits out of it. That way you will automatically get the credit for that video in Canvas. And so on here, lecture videos need to be watched by Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. unless otherwise stated. And then your chapter notes need to be scanned and uploaded as a single PDF file by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. So make sure to stay on top of that. Discussions, there will be one weekly discussion post. Discussions will require you to post about a topic and also respond to at least one classmate's post. Some of the discussions are going to ask for embedded images or maybe something to be handwritten instead of typed. And so for those, you need to make sure that you're embedding the image into the discussion post. Specific directions are posted in announcements and also in the course orientation module for you to see how to specifically do this if you're unsure of how to. Both the post and the response are going to be due by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Make sure not only to complete your post, but also to respond to at least one classmate's post before the due date of Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Quizzes. We have individual online, it's again going through My Open Math, which is the same program that the homework is, chapter quizzes that are assigned weekly. These are timed. You are also only able to answer the question once. So unlike the homework, which allows you to redo the problems an infinite amount of times, quizzes are just like as if you were sitting in class, completing it one time and submitting it. So make sure you do the homework before you take the quiz. The quizzes are going to open Tuesdays at 8:30 a.m., but you have to have them completed by 11:59 p.m. Unless otherwise stated. And failure to complete them by that due date will result in a 0. So it's a good idea to get an early start on all the weekly assignments so that way you have enough time to complete your quiz and have the homework done before that. The next thing on here is projects. So we're going to have 4 individual computer projects, and these are going to have specific due dates that are listed on the very last page of our syllabus, which is the course schedule for fall 2026. More information about these will be explained weeks, even a month in advance before the actual project is due. So projects need to be uploaded as a single PDF file. And then also, I do collect them a week early to give some feedback, so keep an eye out for announcements for more information with that. The next thing that we have is exams and final exams. So there's going to be 3 exams that are given on our course schedule. So make sure to look those over. And exams are going to have a part 1, which is going to be on My Open Math, and part 2, which is going to be handwritten and uploaded as a PDF file. All work on exams needs to be completed using the same vocabulary and approaches as discussed in our class notes and the textbook, and failure to do this will result in no points. Additional information will be provided prior to the exams. Exams count for a big part of our grade, and they will be open for a 36-hour window from Thursdays at 8 a.m. until Fridays at 8 p.m. And they must be taken and completed by Friday at 8 p.m. Again, more information will be posted. We also have a cumulative final exam. That means it's going to go over all the chapters. This is going to be during our final exam week. The final exam is going to be open Tuesday, December 8th at 8 a.m. until Wednesday, December 9th at 8 p.m. And again, more information about this will be posted during week 15. If you have any special test taking needs, make sure you talk to me as soon as possible and get me the appropriate documentation so that I can make sure that those accommodations are met. Right below this is a breakdown of your grade with the different percentages. And again, in order to pass this course, because this is a college level course, you do need to earn a C- or higher, so keep that in mind. Right below this, we have what's called our ASAC, or Academic Support and Achievement Center. This is a tutoring center that provides free tutoring to all Mount SAC students. And so they have a special area for math, and you can get help for any math course that you're taking, including our statistics course. The hours are here, and their availability and accommodations are amazing. So make sure to sign up for them. Information on how to sign up is posted. These are links that you can use. Absence and drop policy. So a student may be dropped for excessive absences. Since our class meets asynchronously, 1 absence counts as not completely watching 1 lecture video, completing 1 discussion, or uploading completed chapter lecture notes. If you have more than 4 absences, you will be dropped from the course automatically. So make sure to keep track of these absences. In addition, you will be dropped if you fail to take an exam without reaching out to the instructor before the exam start time. So make sure that you take advantage of all of the resources. You get an early start on everything so that these due dates don't sneak up on you. The last day to drop without a W and with a W are also posted on your syllabus. Right below this is Canvas resources. There is a Canvas help button on Canvas, as well as a number that you can reach out to them. Instructor contact. So if you have any questions about the course, grading, assignments, homework, anything, make sure you reach out to me. You can either do that through office hours, or you can email. The only thing with email is expect a 24-hour response Monday through Thursday, and expect up to a 48-hour response Friday through Sunday and holidays. Comments left on assignments are not read, so I don't see those easily. So the best thing to do is if you have something that you do want to make a comment about, then make sure to email me. You can use Canvas inbox also on Canvas. Those reach me the same exact way. And expect grading of assignments and feedback within a week of the due date. For Zoom office hours, there's a link on the homepage, as well as in the course orientation Start Here Canvas module, and as well as I put the ID and the passcode on here in your syllabus. Calculator, so this is our big expense for this class. However, the apps are usually pretty reasonably priced. And calculators can be borrowed at the ASAC for the day. So you will need a graphing calculator. A TI 8384 is what I will be using in our lecture videos, and so it's kind of easier to follow along with. You may use your graphing calculator for homework, quizzes, and exams. It's open for everything for this class. Graphing Calc 83 is a good app that you can install on Apple devices. Wabbit Emu can be installed on Android devices, and you can also download it on a PC. Another free online TI-84 calculator simulator can be found at, and I put a web address on here. There is a lot of resources, and there's new things always coming and going. So definitely, if you have any questions, reach out and ask if you found a different one. You can always stop by during office hours and we can look at it together to make sure it has the material that would help. And again, reach out if there's any issues with the app that you're using. Student honesty, pretty much in summary, is don't cheat, don't steal, don't lie, and be respectful. The academic honesty policy is that you are supposed to be doing your own work in this class. We do not use AI for anything. Anything that's handwritten and turned in is graded by myself. I would expect the same from you, is doing all the work by yourself. And so same with working with classmates, is making sure that you do your own work and not work for somebody else. So make sure to read through this. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I do take cheating very seriously, and it will be submitted to Student Life for review and put onto your record. So it's definitely something that you want to be aware of and make sure that you make good choices in the course. So I want to remind you that completing quizzes, projects, discussions, and exams on your own and without the aid of any computer apps, web pages, programs, or AI. Exams and quizzes are also individual assessments. You should not be working with classmates, friends, families, relatives, anybody. Assignments and exams that are given in 2 or more parts will earn a 0 for all parts due to academic dishonesty for 1 part. So if you're caught cheating on part 2 of the exam, both part 2 and part 1 will earn a 0, as stated in your syllabus. Student conduct, make sure you're nice to everybody. Email etiquette, make sure you introduce yourself. I have quite a few sections of statistics, so make sure you tell me which one you are in. In addition, for my open math problems, the problems are unique for you. So you want to make sure that you include a screenshot in your email, so that way I can see your specific problem that you have and the numbers that you have in that problem. I can better help you. Also make sure you tell me where you're stuck on the problem, what you aren't getting correct, what you do need help on, and kind of like the process that you are going through. Also, if you have any issues with the My Open Math problems, with it loading or it's saying that the assignment's locked before a due date, you can go ahead and clear cookies and clear history as stated earlier in the syllabus, and that usually fixes any problems that you might have with My Open Math. So the very last page is our course schedule. You'll notice that the first column is the weeks and the dates. Second column is the lecture videos that need to be watched. You'll notice too that one chapter is occurring every single week, which is really nice. And then the next column is the covered material. And those on there you'll see projects and exams and different things along those lines, as well as the chapters. And then the last column is a really important one. This is going to be your homework, quizzes, projects, and exams. And so you'll notice that on here, you'll have homework, you'll have quizzes listed, and you'll also have discussions. It's very much similar for every single week with a few differences, such as down here on week 4, you'll notice that there is a practice exam part 2 upload assignment. This is to get us used to how to upload our exam part 2. Some more information will be given about this. That's the handwritten part of your exam. And then you'll notice that with week 5, we have exam 1. Remember, again, this is going to open Thursdays at 8 a.m. and due by Fridays at 8 p.m. So be aware of that due date. The project is listed also with the due date. So you have that. Looking through the rest of this, you will notice that all exam dates are given, as well as all project due dates, and as well as our final exams. This is a great page to print out and just kind of keep reference to or download and have this easily accessible. It is also posted obviously on Canvas, and I will leave some copies outside of my office too if you would like to pick them up. So this is our Stat C1000 course. I welcome you to the course. Please stop by office hours. It'd be great to meet you guys in person, and have a wonderful semester and good luck with everything.